What's going on, guys? Pete Nova here with the Face Off Sports Network. I am back here today on a Sunday morning. Week 8 is here. We got tons of bye weeks, tons of backup quarterbacks playing. This is probably one of the murkier weeks that we've had all season long. We're kind of hitting the dog days of the season for the NFL. A lot of people are either giving up on their teams or kind of feel like they're hitting cruise control because maybe they're off to a really good start with their records. We're here today to help you navigate those lineup lock decisions as we get rolling up here to the 1 o'clock games. I am joined by my colleague, Michael Hoff. You can follow him on X at the FF Realist. You can follow me at Supernova38 with 2 R's. No London games. A little bit of a switch up for us because I'll tell you, the London games off has really, really thrown a wrench into the prep and just getting ready and everything else. So nice to not have to worry about that super early so far.
Yeah, it's always cool to see the crowds, because the crowds appreciate the NFL being there. But yeah, it does get to a point where it's like, all right, let's get back on American soil where we can prep like a normal human being. So yeah, it is nice to have.
Yeah, I'm with you. Perfect. And I guess let's kind of roll into the first questions that we have here so far. A lot of people already in the chat asking questions. So we'll start getting to those right now. First question to kick things off. We have, let's see, Ryan. What's going on, Ryan? Said Javonte Williams, Quinshon Judkins, or Tony Pollard in a 10-man PPR. I think Tony Pollard's probably the easiest one for the both of us here. Not starting Tony Pollard. It's really between Quinshon Judkins and Javonte Williams. I think I'm going Javonte Williams over Judkins this week. The Patriots run defense, I don't think they've allowed a running back to get over 60 rushing yards all season long. Javonte plays Denver, who's another really good defense, but I expect a lot of points in that game. And so I'll go with Javonte Williams here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Javonte for the reasons you mentioned. And listen, I don't care if it's corny or not. I buy into the whole revenge game narrative. It's just simple human nature. I think Javonte is going to want to put on a show. I still think the Broncos win, but yeah, give me Javonte here.
Okay, cool. He also said Troy Franklin or Tez Johnson, 10-man PPR. So I've talked about Troy Franklin a little bit yesterday with Marvin Mims on Twitter. Troy Franklin, the one thing he's been really good at is playing against zone defense. He's got like over 200 yards against zone defense, and I think over 20 catches this year against man coverage. I think he's under 100 yards and only has like 6 catches. They play Dallas this week, who plays a lot of zone, but the other side of it is Bo Nix. His biggest struggle this year has been playing against zone defense. He's much better at throwing and just being more efficient against man coverage. So with all that, I would say Tez Johnson for me. He feels like he's involved in the offense. Less weapons, also more consolidation, I think, for targets here. I think it's going to really be, Tez Johnson, Egbuka, Cade Otton, then Tez Johnson as the third man. But Tez also has that ability to pop one, and he's got the better quarterback. So I'm going to go with Tez Johnson out of these guys here.
I got these guys ranked a few spots within one another, but I look at the Cowboys, one of 2 teams to have multiple weeks of allowing over 50 points to the wide receiver position. So I'm going to lean Troy Franklin here, but this to me feels like a coin flip because I do think there's a higher ceiling with Tez, but I'll go Troy here.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a coin flip. I could see Franklin having a really, really big game. It's that game. I think Denver's defense could struggle. I think it could be. I worry about it. I think Jake Ferguson could end up being a really big factor. Maybe not have a monster fantasy day, but I think he's going to be a headache moving the chains. Tez Johnson or Xavier Worthy. I would go with Xavier Worthy here.
Yeah, I go Xavier Worthy as well. And just really quick, I am putting in the chat in case anybody wants to play some DraftKings this week. $5 entry in our face-off contest. 7 of 12 spots are taken. So if you want to jump in, just put the link in there. So go for it.
Cool. And Ryan said Ramondre Stevenson, Rico Dowdle, or Woody Marks. I would go with Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Rico Dowdle here. I will just say, I mean, Ramondre Stevenson, for all the fumbling, he's still done pretty well for himself. But no, I would go Rico here as well.
Okay. Let's see. Attis said morning full PPR, Colston or Mason Taylor. Yeah, I have Mason Taylor as my tight end 12. Loveland, I do have to bump up in my rankings. I haven't adjusted him since we got the official news that Kmet would be out. There's a lot of tight ends I like this week. Dalton Schultz is sneaky. Loveland is sneaky. I have Mason Taylor ahead. I mean, there was like 4 touchdowns to tight ends against the Bengals defense last last week. The tough thing is it's Justin Fields. And Mason Taylor did not get going in a good matchup last week with Justin Fields as a quarterback. But I would go with Taylor, who I think has a higher floor.
Yeah, I'm going Taylor here. I'm at that point I get to this point with certain players, and this is the case for Colson Loveland, where like I need to physically see him do it for a week before I say okay. I mean, I get Kmet's out, and I get that makes it more intriguing, but no, I'm gonna go Mason Taylor here.
What about Evan Ingram or Mason Taylor this week? Ingram is number 2, tied for number 2 in the NFL in targets since returning from injury.
I probably go Evan Ingram there. Just pulling something up here.
I have Ingram. I could start Taylor in one league, and this is one that I've gone back and forth on quite a bit.
You know what? I think based on matchup, I think I still go Mason Taylor there. Based on matchup alone, Cowboys kind of middle of the road against tight ends.
Yeah, I worry about Fields. I know the matchup is great for Taylor. I just worry about Fields, but
yeah,
I think I would go with.
Yeah.
I think I'd go with Taylor too, though. I think they're going to be playing from behind. I think the Bengals are going to put up points. Sauce Gardner not playing in that game. It's a home game for the Bengals. They need to win to keep their playoff hopes alive. If they win, Bengals are right back into this thing. That's why I talked about Chase Brown being a good buy low for me, because I think number one, I think Flacco raises the tides on all boats there, and I also think Burrow is going to be back the last month of the season if they're in contention.
Do you think Woody Johnson watches Justin Fields play today, or does he catch up on Dancing with the Stars or something?
I don't know, man. Woody Johnson,
not awkward at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's an enigma. JC Eno said, should I start the Bengals defense or the Packers? Should I start Kittle or Kraft today? As always, thank you. Yeah, I'm starting the Bengals defense. It's risky, and I get it. I have them at 4. I have the Packers at 10. I totally get people not wanting to take that risk with the Bengals, but I think the ceiling is extremely high against a Jets team. And I also have them as in terms of sack risk. They were one of the highest. They might have been the highest. I don't know if I have it in here. I don't, but they're one of the highest teams when it comes to sack risk this week. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm willing to take the Bengals. If you really want a safer play, then Packers are fine. But if you see it on screen here, I have the New York Jets would be number 4 for sack risk this week, and you can find the Packers here too. And it's not as if the Packers are super low. I mean, they're playing a Steelers team who also is pretty high. They're 6 on sack risk, but I'm gonna go with the Bengals. Jets are just so shorthanded right now. So, and maybe I don't know. We might see maybe Fields just kind of plays fuck it mode, right, and just kind of says like, I gotta win. He's just running around like crazy.
Yeah,
like
for me.
I can see it. Yeah.
He did have at the back end of that. He was asking Kittle or Kraft. I would actually, I would lean. Surprisingly enough, I would lean Kraft here. Better matchup. Texans don't allow a lot of points to really many positions. They've only allowed 10 points to tight ends in 1 week. Meanwhile, the Steelers have 4 weeks of allowing 10 or more points. And that's out of 6 games because they've already had their bye. So I would go Tucker Kraft slightly here. I just don't panic. Last week they wanted to get the run game going. That's why Kittle was a goose egg. Kittle will get his fantasy football love. Just
Yeah. I don't know. I can't understand why people are. I mean, I get it. It's frustrating when a guy has missed a bunch of time and then he finally comes back and doesn't really contribute for you for the first week. But I mean, let's be real. We've seen George Kittle do this for so long. Like, he's gonna be fine.
Yeah. Don't.
Jeff said, good morning. Got two questions for you, both PPR. Harold Fanner, Dalton Schultz, Eileen Fannin, Jalen Noel, or Chase Brown. I'm going to go with Chase Brown. I've been high on Jalen Noel, but he's starting to kind of give me the vibe of a player that everybody's starting to get in on, and he might give us a donut. I'm still probably going to start him in a 14-man because I just don't have many options. But he's giving me like that vibe, Hoff, where like he could absolutely show up with a blank, in this matchup for us.
Yeah, I mean, San Francisco's secondary isn't terrible. But yeah, I would go same as you here. I mean, we'll start disagreeing more, but I would go Fannin and I would go Chase Brown too. Chase Brown didn't do terrible last week. Hopefully he can build off of that, but yeah, give me Chase
Yeah.
Brown and Fannin.
Okay. Let's see. So Michael Penix definitely out. So I gotta take him out. I gotta put Cousins in. I happen to like Cousins this week. I happen to think Kirk Cousins is the reason he's not on a team is mainly because number one, I think that they made a tough decision. They don't want to put Penix in a weird spot where they bench him and they're winning games. So they're kind of playing it. But I also think like he's a good backup quarterback to have. So
I mean,
it's one of those things.
It's an investment. I mean, insurance policy, I should say. Like, where would the 49ers be if they didn't have Mac Jones?
Right.
So
Right.
the Falcons kind of could look at it that way. I was curious what we think of Darnell Mooney today because London
I like him.
being questionable, but I'm sure we'll get questions about him. But yeah,
I happen to like him. Blake said Superflex Dynasty League works. Would you trade Dak and Devontae Adams for Puka and Torrey Horton? This offer would be coming from me looking to add a wide receiver. If you have London and Ladd, my quarterback one is Allen. It's a super flex.
Yeah.
This is tough.
Blake was in my DMs last night asking me about this. Different trade, though. I don't think Torrey Horton was involved. But if it's a super flex league, and if you have Josh Allen and Dak Prescott, I mean, I think he told me yesterday he gets 4 points for passing touchdown. Everybody else gets 6. I would rather just keep the quarterbacks, to be honest with you,
Me too. Yeah. Adams is playing so good. I get it. It's enticing with Puka, who, you're looking at dynasty and you're looking at the future. But if you're a contender, it's hard to move Dak right now with how well he's playing. And Devontae's playing really well, too. I mean, Devontae's not really showing signs of slowing down. I think we can still get at least one or two more really, really good years out of him, too. That's how I view it. Alfredo said, PPR, I appreciate the super chat. PPR, Flex, McLaurin, or Judkins. I'm going with Judkins this week. I need to see it with McLaurin before I'm super comfortable rolling him out. I do have, again, I'm in a 14-man league, really small benches. I do have to roll him out. Same with Jalen Noel. But I'm not super excited about it.
Yeah, I hate leagues with not a lot of bench spots, by the way. Based off what you just said there. But yeah, no, I would do the same. I would go Judkins. I'd like to see McLaurin get comfortable, get in the rhythm before I'm starting to put him out there. But you might have to with 6 teams on by. But in this case, I'm taking Judkins.
Okay. Thank you for the super chat, Alfredo.
Man.
Let's get back to where we were. Vinny said need one running back and one flex from these Stevenson, Judkins, Worthy, Franklin, and Romeo Doubs. I'm going with Judkins and I'm going with Xavier Worthy. I'm not gonna overthink this one.
I would go Judkins, I would go Worthy, but Ramondre gets an honorable mention from me. And honestly, I don't hate Doubs either, to be actually.
I have Doubs decently high in my
rankings. You know what? I'm going to go Judkins and I'm going to go Romeo Doubs in this.
Okay. One. Yeah, I just like the matchup with I like the matchup a lot when you look at what the Commanders are doing when it comes to giving up points to wide receivers. Their secondary is just super bad. But I get it. Stevenson I worries me because of just the Browns run defense in general is just one of the best. And so I think they might have to be forced to throw it a little bit more.
I'm just, I like that 22% target share for Doubs. I mean, it's always a guessing game in Green Bay, but I like that target share.
Yeah, no, I get it. Rashad White or Quinshon Judkins. I'm gonna go with Rashad White. I like Quinshon Judkins. And he's been really, really hot. It's good, a lot of places, a lot of chances you're not benching him. But I'm gonna go with Judkins. I don't know, man. I just think like New England's defense has been good. I have Judkins at 13. I have Rashad White at 11, and I have J.K. Dobbins sandwiched in between both there.
Yeah, Patriots aren't allowing a ton on the per. Yeah, I'll go Rashad White there. Kind of feels like a ballsy move though, because people love Quinshon, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean the thing is with Rashad White though, I mean we're talking about two bell cows right now, and one bell cow catches a lot of passes, and that's Rashad White. Against a much softer matchup. That's how I look at it. It's one of those things. I get it. Like Judkins has been super, super hot, but it's not that I don't like Judkins either. Just kind of one of those things. Barkley or Judkins, I would go with Barkley.
I go. I know it's been frustrating. It's wild. We're in week 8 and we haven't got a 20-point game yet out of Saquon Barkley. But yeah.
I'm gonna pull Josh up, and then I gotta let my dog in my room right now.
Okay. Josh is here. Full point per reception. He needs 2. Jalen Noel, Ayo Manor, Brashad Smith, Luther Burton, David Njoku. Please help. All right, we'll help, Josh. We got you. I am going to go Brashad Smith in this spot, and I'm going to go Luther Burton. Noel, again, we talked about him. I'm not that huge on him. And then Ayo Manor too. I'm worried about that Titans offense for sure. So I would go Luther Burton. I'd go Brashad Smith. I'd also tell you guys while you're in here, we got 41 people watching. Feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. The like button especially helps us. And of course, if you need to cut the line, feel free to send in a super chat. And Pete, you're back right in the nick of time because I don't know where we are in terms of line of questioning. So
yeah, I got it. And the other thing, guys, too, is look, if you're waiting, good chances that like somebody else's question is similar to yours. We're gonna get a lot of Jalen Noel, Troy Franklin today, Marvin Mims, Woody Marks questions, Judkins. We're gonna get a lot of similar questions. So just hang tight. There's a good chance we might answer one of your questions without even like answering yours directly. Iggy said, did I lose this trade? I gave away DK Metcalf, Pacheco, and Sutton for Justin Jefferson and Ricky Pearsall. My remaining receivers are Rashi, Rice, Olave, Golden, PPR. Yeah, I mean, Pacheco is whatever. I mean, he's a flex option. Like he's hanging on to that job by a thread right now, in my opinion. So it's whatever with him. Metcalf and Sutton. Do you look at those two guys and say, honestly, I don't look at Sutton as much of a downgrade as over Justin Jefferson. I mean, I look at Jefferson. I'd rather have him, but that's really off of name value right now. I still rather Jefferson, but you're giving me Metcalf and Sutton to get Jefferson. I think I prefer the Metcalf Sutton side just because too Ricky Pearsall. I don't know what's going on, man, with the injuries and health there.
Guy gets soft tissue injuries while he's standing at the urinal. I mean, I love the guy. I would love to see him succeed, but yeah, I would rather have the Metcalf and Sutton side, and I don't even care about Pacheco, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I think you can survive there having
Risky. I don't think it's a bad trade either.
Not terrible. No, it's fine.
No, I think it's pretty close to even. I think you can make an argument for the Jefferson side too. If Pearsall is healthy, you could easily make an argument for the Jefferson side. And maybe
also a cute picture of a dog there too, by the way, Iggy. Yeah.
yes, Iggy's dog.
I'm a dog person.
Jenny Whipple said Tez Johnson or Jalen Noel. I'm gonna go with Tez Johnson here again. Just a feel thing right now. I love Noel. I have him high. I think I'm gonna drop him a little bit, but I have Noel. I have him just ahead. I mean, just behind Tez. So yeah, I don't know. I just got a vibe like everybody. I put out a tweet that I like Jalen Noel this week, and it seems like a lot of people are in on him as well. I'm not just obviously the only guy.
But why does that make you want to bring him down?
Because we see these guys where like guys feel like they're lined up for an amazing match. It's not even an amazing matchup for Noel. I mean,
no, it's not.
It's not a great matchup. Houston's defense is really, really good. And so, I mean, we saw Nico Collins struggle, as the guy in this offense when he was healthy, because of the offense being the way where it's at right now. Now we're talking about trusting a rookie who he's had some good 2 games that are good back to back, and there's less target competition. But I could see Xavier Hutchinson, being the guy that ends up coming out of nowhere and really surprising people.
Sure.
And I think that's not really being talked about enough. And I could also see, Dalton Schultz being a guy that ends up being really, really solid this week too. So yeah, I would go with Tez Johnson here.
Yep, same.
Okay. Jalen Noel or Josh Downs. I will go with Noel over Downs this week, though. I do like the matchup for Downs, but I'm going to go with Noel in that matchup.
Yeah, I would say that as well. I mean, Downs to me feels I enjoy him more in best ball, the occasional smash and grab job in DFS, but yeah, I would go Jalen Noel here.
Okay. And I have Darnell Mooney as like my wide receiver, like 26 this week, against Miami.
You want to bump him up
feels,
at all?
I mean, it feels crazy to have him that high, but 26
Well,
is pretty.
I know, but we're also incorporating the Drake London questionable stuff, and
Even
that's
if London
Pippen,
plays, I mean, maybe he's a top 36 play for me. And I say 36 because you figure 12, 12, 12 in terms of starting wide receivers. That's like a third wide receiver. If you start 3, that's like a flex spot. If you start 2, consensus has Mooney. Let's see, Darnell Mooney. But consensus has him at 35. So I have him ahead of Troy Franklin and Tez and Marvin Mims. So does consensus as well. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get to Fredo here with the super chat. Says Rodgers or Allen this week. Allen. Josh?
I assume he means Aaron Rodgers or Josh Allen.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go with Josh Allen. I mean, even if
I
Josh
mean,
has been, still got to go with Allen.
I also got to assume maybe Fredo's looking at points allowed because obviously the Steelers are up there and the Panthers are towards the bottom of the league. But if you look closer at that, they've allowed 20 or more points in 3 out of the last 4 weeks, and the 1 week they didn't, they played the Jets. So the goddamn Jets, who put up 8.2 points combined. So yeah, still Josh Allen.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get to where we were. I think it's Vinny. Vinny said sit 1, Waddle, Shakir, Odunze, or Pickens. I'll sit Shakir here.
Yeah, I'll sit Shakir, but that's a nice problem to have.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
SW Elbow said morning fellas, Bengals, Bills, Bears, or yeah, I'm going with the Bengals. Yeah, I go Bengals. Bills are like 2 spots behind, Bears behind them. I think Bills is a safer play, but the ceiling isn't as high. The defense just kind of, I don't know. I also think Carolina's offense can be more effective. Bills have also came up small against like matchups you thought they should roll people. They've come up a little small. So I'm going with the Bengals. They're riskier, but I think the ceiling is much higher. Eggy said who to sit this week, Metcalf, Sutton, or Olave. I'm sitting Metcalf.
Yeah. Sutton is the clear go ahead for me. I would debate a little harder on Olave or Metcalf, but yeah, I'll put Olave out there. But don't be surprised if Olave and Metcalf are within a few points of one another. I'll just say that.
Yeah. I get it. Reg said sit 1, Andrews, Noel, Boutte. Feel like Huntley loves Andrews, so conserving playing him over Noel. I'll take a look at that. Let me see if I can find the splits with them playing together. But off the top of my head, I would go with Jalen Noel here.
If he's sitting 1, yeah, I'm taking a look at something as well. I would sit Jalen Noel. I mean, that's a tight one, but yeah, I like the Andrews call. I like the Andrews take. I think that makes sense as Pete's pulling up some numbers there, but yeah.
Yeah, give me it might. Well, let's go to the next one. We'll come back. I'm curious. I have I'm pulling up the numbers now. Simon said, good morning. 2 questions, both full PPR. Pick 1, Woody, Tez, Jalen Noel. Pick 1, running back, 1 flex, Bill, Woody, Golden, Jawan. I would go with Woody Marks here over Tez and Noel. And then I would go with Woody and I'll go with Matthew Golden.
I would go Tez over Woody. In the 1 RB1 flex, Bill,
Yeah.
assuming means Bill Karofsky. I'll go Bill, and I'll go Bill, and I'll go Woody.
Okay. In the 9 games that Mark Andrews has played with Huntley, 7.3 targets per game. Again, 9 games, 4.7 receptions per game, 54 yards per game. He's only got 2 receiving touchdowns in that span. So I mean, he's gotten the volume. Hasn't scored touchdowns, but he's gotten the volume. So interesting. I'll still go with my original answer with Jalen Noel though.
All right. I dig it.
We have another super chat from Matt
Yeah.
Tate. What's up, Matt? Thank you so much. Said bench 1, Jawan Jennings, Fannin, or Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. Maybe it bites me, but no, I mean, I would bench I think I would bench Jawan Jennings. I'm definitely playing Fannin.
Yeah.
Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt's interesting because I really do not like him that much. But Kansas City has struggled against running backs.
Yep. No, I would. I was a little quicker with the answer. I would be sitting Jawan Jennings this week. I think the Niners pull this game out. I know they're underdogs. They're on the road, of course, but I do think that they have a tough time putting up much receiving numbers. I'll say that.
Yeah. Okay. Rodrigo said start 2, Jaden Higgins, Keon Coleman, Kyle Pitts, Mason Taylor, Evan Ingram, full PPR. 1 tight end has to start. Yeah, I'm probably starting both 2 tight ends out of this group. Yeah, I think I'm going with Pitts, and I think I'm going with Mason Taylor. Evan Ingram is interesting. I would maybe consider swapping him for Mason Taylor, but I'm definitely playing Kyle Pitts. Which is a little sketchy too, because he didn't really have the best connection with Kirk Cousins when they did play together.
Yeah, I would actually go Mason Taylor and Evan Ingram here.
Yeah, as I'm thinking that through, I think I would actually do the same. It felt like Kyle Pitts and Cousins just struggled, but at the same time, it's Miami. Nah, I'm gonna stick with what I said. I'll go with Pitts and Taylor. I'll bench Evan Ingram. It's just Miami's such a good matchup too. I think they're gonna air it out. I think they're gonna try to showcase Cousins in this matchup.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sticking with mine, but it's all good.
George said Fant or Jonnu Smith. I'm going with Noah Fant. Noah Fant has started to kind of heat up a little bit with Joe Flacco now at the quarterback position. I happen to like Noah Fant a decent amount this week. I would start Noah Fant over Mark Andrews. I have him just behind Dalton Schultz in my rankings at 17 this week.
Yeah, I mean, I got half point numbers in front of me, but he was the 10th best tight end last week. So yeah, I would roll with Noah Fant as well. I think he's going to start producing there at a decent clip. 12.4 points last week. So first double digit game since week 1.
Yeah. George said Rodgers or Fields. I'm going with Rodgers.
Yeah, I listen. I know. It's kind of like you were saying earlier, where people are so high on one player, then you expect them to just fizzle out. Everybody's so low on Fields, I could see him pulling a 20-point game out of his ass, but I would rather see it happen on my bench than me put him out there and have him be a complete dunce. So I'm going Aaron Rodgers. He is going up against his Packers. It's not really a revenge game. He's got no hard feelings, but I'm sure he's going to want to put on a nice little show.
Yeah, I'm sure he has no hard feelings at all.
Well, he's fine.
Yeah.
Hates going too far on Aaron Rodgers.
Josh said it's a 12-man. I believe in you guys. SW Elbow said Tajay Spears or drop Rashard Smith for Theo Johnson. I would drop Spears. I'd rather have Smith over Theo just for the ceiling. Sure. Spears might end up having the larger role and might be the safer out of the two. I think, but Smith is starting to kind of look really, really solid for them, and that's a contender that needs to get better there.
Just an FYI from Ian Rappaport, Tua to the injury report with an illness, but will have no game status designation. He'll start against the Falcons, but we'll see.
So he's got diarrhea.
Maybe he's sick of being a bad quarterback. I don't know.
Yeah. Moet Mills said, "What's going on, guys? What's up, brother? Thanks for jumping in." Anthony said, "Standard 6 points for touchdown. Pick one: Judkins, Pickens, or Rico." Yeah, I'll go with George Pickens. I'm not sure how Denver's going to deploy these corners. It could be Surtain shadowing Pickens, and then you have CeeDee Lamb being bracketed by Riley Moss in double coverage with maybe Jahdae Barron or Jalen McMillan. I would go with Pickens here. I think the ceiling is higher if you wanted a safer play. I think the safer play is Judkins, but if you want the ceiling play, I think it's Pickens, but he's a little more risky.
Yeah, it's Jordan Pickens for me, and it's actually with a little bit of confidence. So
okay. Vicky said Otten or Taylor. I'm going with Cade Otten. He's my tight end 6 this week.
Yeah, Cade Otten. I mean, there's more opportunity there now. No more Mike Evans. Unfortunately, it's a dark world where Mike Evans won't have 1,000 yards, but does open up opportunities for Cade Otten. So yeah, put him out there.
Yeah, Moet Mills said he's playing McFalcons and McPherson. Let's get it. Good stuff. Vinny said Mason Taylor or Harold Fannin. I have Mason Taylor ahead of Fannin. No, but it feels like it could be a little bit of a mistake. Yeah, I think I would go with Fannin. I'm going to move Fannin to 11 ahead of Taylor and Ingram. I feel more comfortable with Fannin than I do with Taylor and Ingram. I think the ceilings are higher for Taylor and Ingram this week, but I think Fannin has been more consistent and still has an okay ceiling. And I think there's a world where, the Browns are playing from behind and Fannin gets some solid volume here.
Yeah, I'd be going Harold Fannin here as well, personally.
Okay.
So yeah, roll with it.
Nicole said half PPR, Schultz or Tyler Algier in the flex. I'm gonna go with Tyler Algier this week. I know I think Schultz has probably more of a carved out role, but I think Algier against Miami, we know that they like to work him in, and it's a great matchup. So I'm gonna go with Tyler Algier.
Just pulling up one other thing here. Yeah, I'll go Tyler Algier as well. I mean, Niners give up. It's been a while since the Niners gave up 10 points to tight ends. They did have 3 consecutive weeks early on in the year, but no, I still go Tyler Algier here.
Okay. X said full PPR, start 1. Woody Marks, Kyle Monangai, Troy Franklin. I'll go with Woody Marks.
I'll go Woody Marks as well, but the hype is starting to build on Monangai. One more good week out of him, and you're going to see his name a lot more popping up.
Yeah. Raw says in an annoying 8-team half-point PPR, trying to trade up for start him and forget him. Who will have the best value by the trade deadline in a month? For now, Kamara, Walker, Marks, Jones, Benson. Man.
Maybe Woody Marks.
I think Kamara. I think Kamara will have the best value
based on name.
Just based on name, Kendre Miller done for the year. I liked Neal, the kid that they drafted, but I need to see it first. So he's got the least amount of competition out of all these running backs. So I think I'd go with Kamara here.
I mean, which obviously, Ross, this. I think it's also a matter of what happens in the next couple of weeks. But if I'm answering it now, I would think I'd say Woody Marks by a hair, but Kamara's right behind him.
Yeah. Andrew Coupe said, pick one, full PPR, Dalton Schultz, Mooney, Brashard Smith, Jawan Jennings, Butte. Leaning Schultz right now. I would go with Darnell Mooney.
So would I.
And I would go with Schultz if you didn't want if you didn't want Mooney, I would go with Schultz. He'd be my second option. Yeah,
I'm going Darnell Mooney here. I know I kind of alluded to it a couple times, but yeah, Mooney's the play for me here.
Okay. Baker Fields Madison said, I'm going to go with Baker.
I can't do Fields. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Yeah. We have a super chat, but then we'll get to it right after this. Moet Mills said, can I get a roster check for confidence before kickoff? Dak, Cook, Judkins, CD, Rice, Ferg, Brees, ATL, McPherson, 5-3 incoming. I like it a lot. I mean, Ferguson and CeeDee Lamb, I think Lamb's going to have a fine day. Dak playing, his outdoor splits are not as good. So we'll see against that Denver defense. I don't know, man. It's really hard to project how that game's going to go, but it's like, right now that Denver game is kind of like a movable force meets immovable object, and then the complete opposite. Like,
Sure.
like like Denver's defense, super strong. Cowboys offense, super strong. Best offense versus best defense, and then arguably like maybe bottom. I'd say the Broncos offense is at least like maybe like borderline top 15, like just edging onto it, maybe like between 15 and 20. Cowboys defense is probably bottom 5, and that
And
might be generous.
and just sprinkling a little bit of kicker on there. The Jets are one of 4 teams to allow 4 games with 10 or more points. So, so I do like McPherson at the spot. He's one of my streamers this week. So there
Okay.
you go. Go with it.
Super chat from Ross said, "Thanks, guys. Yeah, appreciate it. Just came in to drop in a super chat after we
You're
answered his
welcome, Ross.
question.
Anytime.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it.
Let's see. Greg in the house. What's up, Greg? Nice to see you, man. G Fazos says Judkins or DK Metcalf. I'm gonna go with. I want to say DK, but it's hard to start a wide receiver that I'm not like top 12 on over a workhorse running back. I have Metcalf at 15. I'll go with Quinshon Judkins here.
I'm going DK here. Listen, Rodgers isn't going to put up 10 million points today, but I do think he'll put up some, and DK will be the biggest benefactor of that. So yeah, I go DK.
Yeah. Moet Mills said so with super chat, said Drake or Dak Prescott. Yeah, so I have in my rankings right now, I have Drake May at 6, I have Prescott at 8. I prefer Drake May this week. I think Cleveland is going to give them issues running the football, and I think it's going to force Drake May to have to throw and use his legs. So I think it's a tough matchup. I think the pass rush could get there, but I think ultimately I'll take Drake May. I think he's going to have to. I think he's going to have to throw. I think he's going to have to run, and I think Stevenson and the running backs are going to have tough lanes. And May's been great, and he's going to be able to do it with his legs. Dak, I think could be good, but yeah, I'm gonna go with May. I feel pretty good about that actually too.
Yeah, I mean this is the mother of all coin flips, but yeah, I would go Drake May as well, personally.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate the super chat. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate the support. Let's scroll back here. Just trying to catch up here. We'll try to hit a couple of these a little faster to kind of catch up in the chat. As we said, we're going to probably answer a lot of questions that are similar to the ones that you're waiting on answered. So just keep that in mind. KJ said, who is a better start this week, RJ Harvey or Juwan Jennings for my flex? I can also drop Henderson for Troy Franklin, Alec Pierce, Jalen Noel for a spot start. I'm not gonna. I mean, unless you're like in a do or die, like need. I don't think I'm dropping Henderson just for those guys. Alec Pierce would be the guy if you really wanted to for a play this week. I think Pierce is the best option. I would go with RJ Harvey over Juwan Jennings. He's been better when he's played in Denver. His road and home splits are much different. Scored 2 touchdowns at home so far. I think this could be the game where we finally see Harvey, get to 50, 60 yards and a touchdown this week. And I got to say, and this is somebody who, really, really likes RJ Harvey. If he doesn't get it done against, this defense, there's a world where you start to say, hey, they may need to start cutting down his workload and just start giving Jaleel or Tyler Bidet some more touches just to kind of mix it up a little bit. Not to say Harvey's been bad. He just hasn't been. I just think he's struggling with limited touches. If he had more of a stronger workload, I think he'd be better. All that to say, I would go with Harvey over Jennings.
I would go Harvey as well. I mean, Dallas Cowboys are fifth on points allowed on a per game basis in half point formats. Yeah, I would go RJ Harvey here. In terms of, I wouldn't drop Henderson. I know that's gonna keep building with each bad week, but I wouldn't drop him just yet. But if I did, I would actually do it for Troy Franklin, not Alec Pierce. But I still wouldn't do it.
Yeah, neither would I.
And I'm going to go to little boy's room, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
No.
Let's see. Simplistic Gray said, I'm getting nervous about starting the Chiefs defense with everyone back except Daniels. Is Mariota really that bad? I don't think Mariota is that bad. I think Mariota could be solid for them. I think that offense and that team in general will put up an okay fight. I have Kansas City right now at 5. I think they're a good floor play. I don't think the ceiling is high. That's how I look at them. I'm probably going to slide them back behind Buffalo to 6 and have Kansas City at 6, Buffalo at 5, Bears at 7, Bucks at 8, Eagles at 9, Packers at 10. And the Broncos would be at 12. Obviously, Chargers played already. They were at 11 for me. I have Falcons, Cincinnati, and Patriots and Colts ahead of them. So I think they're going to put up a fight. I think Mariota is not as bad as people may think. I think he'll keep that offense moving. But we'll see. I think they're a solid floor play. The ceiling is not as high, though. James with a $5 super chat. Appreciate it. Said, in a half-point PPR flex, Ott Tez Noel. I don't know if T Johnson is Tez Johnson.
I'm
But
going to
whoever it
assume
is,
Tez based on the amount of questions we've gotten on him today.
well,
But
he said Tez and then he said T Johnson
oh,
in the addition.
whoops.
So whoever T Johnson is, probably not playing him anyway.
Okay.
Half point though, Tez, Noel, Leggett. Need 1 or 2 if Drake London is out. Could pick up Freiermuth, Washington, Fant, or DK if it helps. No, I'm probably not starting those. I mean, I would go with Otten and Tez here. Half PPR makes it a little trickier for all of these guys, I think. But I think they're all in the same boat where it makes it trickier. So I think they all get the same downgrade. I would go with Otten and Tez Johnson here.
What if he only needs 1 though? Because he said need 1 or 2 if Drake is out.
Yeah, if you need 1, I'm going with Otten.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Because I agree with you on the 2, and if it's 1, I also agree with you again.
Yeah, I'm pretty high on Otten this week. Alfredo said PPR flex, Flowers, Javonte, Algier. I'm going with Javonte.
Going Javonte today. I like him.
Okay. Perfect. Let's get back up to where we were. Thank you so much for the super chat, guys. Let's see. Higgins or DK PPR. It's pretty close here. I'm going with T Higgins over DK though. I think Higgins could be in line for a really, really nice day.
You don't like DK, huh? Today?
I have him at 15.
Okay.
So one spot behind Higgins.
I'm gonna. I mean, I just tried to bust your balls there, but I would go Higgins as well. But I think I just like DK just a little bit more than you this week. But no biggie.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get into some fast drafts while we're doing these.
Oh, all right.
I don't think they're completely filled up yet. Let's see. Josh said, I'm forced to start Tyler Algier alongside Bijan this week, hence the dilemma of Jalen Noel, Ellick, IU Manor, Brashard Smith, Luther Burden, David Njoku.
Fuck my life. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say there are worse running back tandems on the same team that you'd have to start together. Is kind of what I'd say to you there. I mean, I get it; it's not comfortable, but and who knows? Maybe I know maybe this is a Kirk Cousins spot where he wants to air it out, wants to show something. Maybe the Falcons allow him to do so, but maybe the Falcons also say, listen, we don't have to rely on Kirk Cousins. We could just hammer the ball. I mean, we've seen that game against the Bills where obviously Bijan went off, but I mean, Tyler Algier had a good game too. So I don't hate it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I'm with you too. I would start Algier.
Yeah.
I would start Algier over these guys.
So maybe not fuck your life. You know what I'm saying, man? Glass half full, Josh. Let's get it.
So I'm supposed to be going to a party next week, a Halloween theme for my wife's friend. It's like a bunch of people going, and there's supposed to be some murder mystery game. I don't know that they paid for. It's supposed to be some big thing. And she just sent me my character. I'm supposed to be this guy, Donnie Booth, a funeral director who could have been in the Addams Family. Dark suit, dark slick hair, black eye shadow, noticeable very pale complexion, tape measure for measuring people's caskets, graying hair. So I guess that's. I didn't
It's
know
not
that
that
they were
hard.
picking who I was gonna have to dress as, but that's fine. It makes it easier then. I don't have
Yeah,
to
it does
think
make it
about
easier. There you go.
it. All right.
Doesn't
So
sound
we
that
have
hard.
the two super chats in here as well. We do have Hobby, who is a new member. So we do appreciate that. For the memberships, guys, like, it's just really more to kind of support us. You'll also get, just priority in the chat for answers, especially on these shows, right? Like, if Hobby sends in a chat, with a question, we will make sure that we get to it. And he'll kind of jump the line, just in general, kind of like
Yes,
Jamie
hobby.
here, where Jamie
Welcome
doesn't
to
have a
our lobby,
question.
hobby.
Jamie doesn't ask a question there, but he just kind of said, "What's up?" But he does ask a question here, and he said, "Jaden Higgins or Noel this week." I'm going with Noel.
Yeah, I'd go Noel there as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Hoff, did you start drinking yet? I'll be starting in 2 hours, where I do my start sit show for going for 2.
Seltzers this morning, my friend. Seltzers, coffee and seltzer.
Coffee and seltzer, but we do appreciate it, Hobby. And then we'll get to the other super chat by JT. You said pick 2 half point PPR, Marks, Bashard, Smith, Harvey. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going with Woody Marks here.
Mhm.
And I'll go with Kyle. I want to say Kyle Monungai, but I kind of want to think about that one.
Yeah, if for that one, it's between Brashad Smith and Monungai for me. I think I'm slightly leaning Brashad Smith there.
I go
But
Monungai. I go
okay,
Monungai over Harvey. I go
I don't
Harvey
hate
over
it.
Smith.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
that's how I look at it. All right, let's scroll back up. But again, appreciate the new memberships, guys.
And super chats, yeah.
Yeah, it's just really just kind of help support the show, and we're trying to find little small little ways on how we can kind of give back to you guys for those. Yeah, Moet Mills said 43 watching, 13 like. Let's do better. Yes, we appreciate that. Let's get those likes up.
Thanks,
Uh,
Moet.
Dustin said, "Morning, what's up, guys? What's going on?" Albert's in the house as well. We're at the 9:14 a.m. mark for questions. We do this every once in a while, where when we kind of start, when we kind of get behind, we eventually flip. We're gonna go to the top of the chat. So if you are here, just resend in your chat, and we'll get to you. Just want to kind of refresh here, because we don't want to answer questions for people that aren't here anymore. So we're gonna go to Iggy, who's the next chat after JT, which is the last super chat. I said PPR, Metcalf, Olave, or Sutton. I'm sitting Metcalf. I think you're sitting Olave, right?
No, I wound up sitting Metcalf, but I said these guys are going to finish close to one another because I believe we had this question or something very
Mhm.
similar earlier. Because I remember saying Sutton being the constant for me.
Yeah, he may have
Yeah,
asked it and didn't hear it.
yeah, it would be Olave, but by a hair.
Yeah. Okay. Sarge said T-Mac, Kittle, or Hubbard in my second flex today. Already starting Tyler Warren at tight end. I would go with Ted McMillan, and then Kittle. Hubbard would be the last guy I would start out of these 3.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're another week away from a big Kittle outing. Yeah, it's got something to do with the running game, but like I said, it's got to do with the opponent too. Texans don't allow much fantasy points to pretty much
Yeah.
anybody. So yeah.
Hubbard could be sneaky the more I think about it. I mean, I like Rico a lot this week, but Bills have been pretty bad against running backs.
Yeah, no, I agree, but not enough to put him over
No,
Tet.
I agree.
Yeah. No.
Danny said flex 1, Kelsey, Boutte, Coleman, Henderson, Pacheco, Marks.
Kelsey.
Yeah, Kelsey.
Yeah.
Sandy said Metcalf, Diggs, full PPR. I'll go with Metcalf here.
Ooh, all right. I was waiting for you to say Diggs to continue your hate on DK Metcalf today. I'm just kidding. No, I go DK Metcalf. I'm busting your ball. I go
He's my
DK
wide
Metcalf
receiver
as well.
15, man. I have Diggs at 22.
No, I know. You're getting back into a corner with other good wide receivers. I get it. It's fine.
I have Pittman ahead of Diggs, and I have Waddle ahead of Diggs.
All right. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Bessard, Smith, Kyle Monungai. I'm going with Monungai.
And I'm going with Smith. We kind of had something similar, but with more players involved. But yeah.
Yeah. Braden Phillips, full PPR, Brees, Debo, or Pittman. And do you trust Drake London with Cousins? I trust London with Cousins.
Yeah.
As for the three up top, I'm gonna go with Brees Hall. Then it would be Pittman. Then it would be Debo. Yeah, I'll go with Brees Hall.
I think I'm gonna go with Pittman slightly over Brees Hall.
Okay.
So I think I would go Pittman, Brees, then Debo. I pray to God that Brees gets traded and gets the hell out of there. And yeah, I trust Drake London with Cousins out there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on here. We buy homes near you. Morning fellas,
Oh,
start one
cool.
tight end, Dalton Schultz, Mason Taylor, Jonnu Smith, Harold Fannin, standard league. I'm gonna go with Taylor here.
No, I'm
I'm
going
sorry,
Harold.
I'm going with Fannin. Sorry,
Yeah, I was
Fannin.
gonna say yeah. I'd be going to Fannin here as well. Standard league, the old soft porn of fantasy football. I got to get that in at least one live show.
Standard league, man. It's
Sorry.
tough.
No, yeah, no, they are tough.
Sandy said, okay to roll out Otten at tight end and Pitts at the flex. I don't love rolling out Pitts at the flex. I love Otten. I would try to get in a better option than Pitts if I
Yeah.
could. So I'd be curious if you have other options.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be a matter of, I mean, we do have 6 teams on bye. I mean, that could be part of the reason why Sandy's in that spot. But yeah, I'd see if you
Yeah.
could find a better option.
Jamie said, would you sit Rice, Igbuka, Rome, or CeeDee Lamb this week? I mean, talk about
Rome Dunes, that's a tough
yeah.
one. Yeah,
I was gonna say Rome as well.
yeah, I'm not sitting Rashee Rice under any circumstance. I mean, I'm not sitting any of these other guys, but
No, I
sure
mean
as
these
shit
are. I
not
mean,
sitting Rashee.
all of these guys are in my top 12. So I
Yeah.
mean, you're talking about I have Igbuka, I have Rice at 4, I have Igbuka at 7, I have Rome at 9, I have Lamb at 3.
Yeah.
So I mean
So
that's stuff.
nice squad, Jamie.
Yeah.
There you go.
That reminds me, I gotta bump Zay Flowers down. I had him ranked as if whatchamacallit was playing
Lamar. Yeah,
Lamar.
which by the way is being investigated by the NFL. So there goes that.
As it should be.
Yeah, sure. Fuck around, find out, Baltimore.
I'm at the point where I would probably, now that I'm bumping Zay Flowers down live, I would play Terry and Darnell Mooney over Zay Flowers, Romeo Dobbs, Wan'Dale Robinson. I'd play him just ahead of Rashid Shaheed and Matthew Golden, but that's about where I'm at.
Wow.
I have him at
Just ahead of him.
27.
All right. I think I'd be a little bit higher than you, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Mm.
Jose Rodriguez said, which one can I leave? Mason Jones, I Bucky. I'm assuming you're saying, can you drop Mason or Aaron Jones Jr.? Is Aaron Jones a junior?
Maybe.
Okay. I don't know. Are you reading that the same as me? Is he?
I am kind of reading
dropping?
that the same. Yeah, and I would drop Aaron Jones if it were me.
I would drop Jordan Mason.
I just think we're in a spot here where both players are going to eat into each other.
I just prefer the guy that has the. I think they're both going to get pretty close to a split share, and I'll take the guy that's going to catch the passes.
We do have a super chat, but we also had we also had Hobby in the lobby with a question as well. New member, in case you see that.
Oh yes, we'll get a Hobby first. Said full PPR, Ingram, Moore, or Dowdle, flex spot. Morning fellas, appreciate you jumping in as a new member. I would go with Jalen Waddle here, or Rico Dowdle. Definitely not Moore, definitely not Ingram.
No.
Full PPR. I think if you want a safe play with a solid ceiling, I'm going with Dowdle. If you kind of want a little bit of a riskier play, with a really, really good ceiling, I'd go with Waddle.
I would go with Waddle either way, because I mean, you kind of alluded to it earlier how you think Hubbard could be sneaky. It's a little more competition for Rico than I would like in that spot. So I would go Jalen Waddle.
Okay. Mar said, worried about Judkins, Marks, Monangai, or Pacheco. No, I mean, I wouldn't overthink Judkins. I mean, this is one of those things where it's like, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Like, I don't like, we talk about start your studs sometimes here. And that's just one of these cases where it's like, I mean, this is an ultimate, hey, you kind of just got to start. Like, you got to start the guy. He's red hot. I mean, it's a tough matchup, but Monangai, I mean, Marks doesn't have a great matchup. Pacheco, solid matchup, but the volume's not there, and Monongai's volume's spotty. So I'll go with the bell cow all
Yeah.
day in this situation.
If there were different names in that equation, then maybe I would think a little bit harder on it. But no, I would go Judkins there.
Yeah. Okay. Jose said, which one can I leave? Mason or we already answered that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Greg Johnson said half point PPR, Bill or Debo Monday night in the flex. I'll go with Bill Krosky over Debo.
Yeah, I'll go. That's half point. He said. Let me see this. Now you know what? I'll go Debo by a hair.
Yeah. I mean,
I think they'll
I
be
get
within a
it.
few points to one another.
I get it. I mean, it's I guess I guess I'd go with Debo too, because the more I look at it, like I have Krosky like just teetering on like my top 30, like just close, almost not outside. I've met 29, and the RB 29 versus like the wide receiver 30, 35, which is close to where I have Debo. I'd rather start the wide receiver all day because of the upside with receivers. I mean, I don't think Ja'Cory has a ton of upside this week, outside
And I
of
mean,
maybe playing KC, but it's just
the Chiefs haven't given up a ton of it. At least if you look at it on the surface for the season, they haven't given up a ton of points. But I mean, they only gave up 8.1 last week, but the 2 weeks prior, they gave up almost 30 in both weeks. So that being to the wide receiver position. So yeah, I'd go Debo there.
Okay. Sleepy Productions, full PPR, need one running back, 2 flex, Judkins, Worthy, Woody Marks, Dowdle, Chase Brown. Yeah, I would go with Judkins. I would go with Dowdle. I'd go with Chase Brown here. I think Worthy and Woody Marks should be on my bench. And if the only caveat I'd say is maybe Dowdle, Worthy over Dowdle.
I would go Judkins, Woody Marks, and Worthy. I think Dowdle and Chase Brown would be on the bench for me. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, you're higher on Marks than I am this week. I don't have Marks that high. We'll see. What else do we have here? We buy home near you. Said also need a solid kicker. Hoff, what do you got?
Well, I mean, we're waiting for the Bears to announce who's kicking today. Cairo Santos has been questionable. If it's Cairo, then I go with Cairo. If it's not him, I would go with Matt Prater in this spot. Bagley could have a good game, but yeah, Santos, Prater, then Bagley. But keep an eye on those final announcements because he's still been questionable. That being Santos up until this morning.
Okay. We did get somebody that disliked the show.
No.
We have 96%, 96.8% likes versus dislikes. One person must have disliked the show.
I want names.
Yeah. Mark said Shaheed or Chase Brown for the flex. I would go with Chase Brown.
Chase Brown. Agreed.
Jason, long touchdown coming from Alec Pierce today. He almost had it last week. I could see it. I have Pierce decently high in my rankings.
And God bless Ecto Cooler.
There you go.
So, yep.
Vinny was offered Kincaid, ETN for Waddle, Mason Taylor. Running backs are McCaffrey, Hubbard.
Do you need to do that?
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I'd rather Waddle over ETN rest of the season. Less competition for Waddle and the tight ends. Kincaid's been better than ETN. Than Taylor for sure. But I would still go with Waddle, who I think is the best guy here.
If Tua winds up, and I know we have a super chat, so we'll get to that. If Tua winds up getting benched at some point, because it looks like it's trending that way eventually, would you trust Quinn Ewers with Jalen Waddle? Would that scare the shit out of you? Would you be indifferent?
I mean, I would think it'd be a downgrade.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see. It's hard. I mean, he got thrown into a cold weather, shitty mess of a game last week when the team was beat up. I mean, I'm not expecting Ewers to be an all-star, but I think he's better than what he showed last week for sure. Joshua Cruz said full PPR, Algier, Monongai, Bashard Smith, Isaiah Davis. I'm going with Algier pretty comfortably here.
Yeah, no, same here. Yeah, I think there's a world where both Bijan and Algier can eat. We've seen it before.
Thank you for the super chat.
Appreciate
Um,
it.
let's see. Sarge said, "Thanks for answering my question, fellas. Had Tet in there. Just wanted to make sure it was a good call. No problem. Thanks for hopping in."
Good luck with it.
Jay Moore said, "Need a wide receiver for Week 9. Should I stash Ricky Pearsall and or add Jennings full PB?" I would stash Ricky Pearsall.
I would stash Ricky Pearsall, but I would tell you to, I mean, not that you're too excited, but temper your expectations. But yeah,
Yeah, we'll see. What's the deal with Ayuk?
they might open the practice window next week, which gives them that that 20-day window or so.
Yeah, 21 days,
Um,
so like 3
but
weeks.
yeah, 21. But yeah, so they said right now they it looks like they're going to open it next week. So could be back soon. So maybe
Interesting.
check if he's out there in certain leagues, guys.
Yeah, interesting. Jose said Brees 20 points today. I mean, the matchup solid. I mean, I don't know. Logan Wilson might not
Matchup is
play, so
there.
that's the one thing that worries me about the Bengals this week. I know I have the defense really high, but their starting middle linebacker, who's their captain, is requested a trade, and I don't think he's playing today. So Jerry Judy or Kendrick Bourne, I'll go with Kendrick Bourne over Jerry Judy.
Yeah, same here. Absolutely.
Jerry Judy was one of the guys I was very, very right on being out on, but I was also out on him for the reasons being that I liked Tillman a ton. And while Tillman looked good, he had the concussion and then he's got all banged up and he hasn't played. He's been on IR. So
and I'm seeing you don't have to pull it up, but I am seeing a question from Hobby who's in the lobby asking about Pinheiro or McPherson. I would go McPherson for now just because well actually no, I apologize. I thought you meant somebody else. Apologize. No, I go Pinheiro there. I do love McPherson as well, but give me Pinheiro.
Okay.
But, yeah.
All right. Michael said full PPR, through wide receiver, Pearsall out, Harrison on a bye. Need 2 out of 3, Leggett, Coker, IU Manor, or I could pivot and get Luther for. I don't know why I can't read this question. Can you read it?
Okay. Full point per reception, 3 wide receivers. Pearsall's out. Harrison on a bye. Need 2 out of 3. Leggett, Coker, IU Manor, or I could pivot. Wire, or go to the wire, I guess he's saying, and get Luther Burden, and for tight end, Mason Taylor, Loveland, or Fant. In terms of tight end on the back end, I would go Fant over Mason Taylor. Loveland is not an option for me out of those 3. And then 2 out of 3 in the wide receivers. That is ugly. That's ugly. Peter? That's gross.
Leggett, Coker, IU Manor.
I mean, you can't start 2 Panthers wide receivers, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, you can't starting 2 out of these 3. I'd go. You got to just go with IU Manor, and then I would go with. I normally I would say Coker, but I'll go with Leggett, who looked like him and Dalton had somewhat of a connection last week.
Yeah,
but it's pretty gross.
Yeah, I'd go Leggett, but yeah, you can't put both Panthers wide receivers out there. Can't do it.
Yeah. How about this 4 p.m. window, dude? You got 3 games. The 1-6 Titans versus 6-1 Colts, 5-2 Bucks versus the 1-6 Saints, and then you got the 3-1 Cowboys versus the 5-2 Broncos. I mean, bye weeks, London and the doubleheaders on Monday night has made the 4:00 window so bad this year. It's like it's not even just the 4, like it's just like the Sunday games, man. Like it just feels like we're missing out on a lot of really good matchups because they're throwing these London games on schedule early in the morning, and then we're running out these dumb double headers on Monday night. Thankfully, London's done, and so are the double headers. We get back to like the regularity here because I hate it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, I hate it too, and usually I could avoid it because the Niners usually playing at 4:00, so I'm not as worried. But yeah, I'll be worried today. Brandon is saying y'all skipped smooth over my chat question. Where is it?
JT said sent a super chat that wasn't read. We did read this one. I don't think you heard it. So I'll come back to you.
Yeah, we read that.
Yeah, I said Monangai and RJ
Marks.
Harvey. You said Marks. I'm
and
sorry.
Rashad.
I said Monangai and Marks. You said Marks
and Brashad Smith.
and
Yeah.
Brashard. Yeah. So
Yeah,
we
man.
both
Yeah,
agree
man.
on Marks, and then the
Yeah,
other
we got
guy
to
is a
that one.
toss up. Yeah, we answered that.
And Brandon, I'm not sure where your question is, but if you fire it back in there, then we'll get to it right away. Sorry about that. That was a minute ago where he said that. So
yeah, just look out for it.
I don't think that was a super chat. It's just a question, but he could fire it in there and we'll answer it. No
Yeah.
worries.
Any changes defense with Kirk Cousins starting? No, I think Kirk's gonna be fine. Bucks or Bears defense? I have Bears ahead of the Bucks right now. Caleb Williams, Daniel Jones, 4-point passing touchdowns. I have Daniel Jones ahead of these guys. Also for the Bucks or Bengals, and then the kickers. I'll answer the defense first. I'll go with Bengals. They're a little riskier than the Bucks, but I like the Bengals.
Yeah, I would go Daniel Jones, but I'm always high on Jackson Dart. But yeah, I'll go Daniel Jones. And in terms of kicker, I'm going McPherson. Jets are tied for allowing the most points to kickers right now. So, and I think it's a good spot for McPherson to have another 10-point week. So yeah, give me McPherson.
Okay. And then did you see that question from Brandon yet or no? Did he resend it in or no?
Brandon said it was Bo Nix or Hurts. And then he said, it's all good, fellas. Yeah, it's all good. We just like to, if you need a question answered, we like to do our best. But Pete, that is your Bo Nix of the Denver Broncos or Jalen Hurts.
I have Hurts one spot ahead. I have Hurts at 3. I have Nix at 4. I have a feeling that the Eagles are gonna fucking slap the Giants around today.
That's funny because I actually have Nix at 3 and Hurts at 4. So reverse. So I mean, I go Knicks, but I think you're winning either way, Brandon. But I would personally go Knicks. I mean, that Cowboys defense is
yeah. I guess I'm kind of with you here. I'll make this change here. It's splitting hairs, but I think ultimately they're gonna have to throw the football, and the Hurts game, divisional game. Those can be a little weird, and maybe Saquon, gets it going. So I guess I'll change that in real time. I'll go next as well.
There you
go. I will be right back. I'm going to pull up the next question though, and you can answer it. And we'll go from there. The High Talk Sports Podcast, and I'll be right back.
Terry McLaurin or Rashid Shaheed. Listen, I know I said earlier that I would like to see Rashid Shaheed, not Rashid Shaheed. I apologize. Like to see Terry McLaurin coming back from injury. Like to see him get into a groove before I put him back out there. But at least in terms of going up against Rashid Shaheed, I think I will shoot my shot on Terry McLaurin there. I'm just double checking something here. Yeah, I discussed this earlier. I mean, the Chiefs only allowed 8.1 points to wide receivers last week, but in the 2 weeks prior, you got 29, 24.8. They've had some weeks where they haven't allowed a lot, but I still go Terry McLaurin there over Rashid Shaheed. I know Spencer Rattler quietly is throwing the ball more than people expected. I do like the over on his passing yards, though. If you go to the sports book, I think it was like 210, something like that. But yeah, give me Terry McLaurin on this spot. Let me see this. Sarge is saying there's another UK game. Not done yet, unfortunately. Is that true? I'll double check that. Good call, though. Shield coming in here. Need a kicker. Santos, Butker, Badley, Boswell, or Moody. I'll say this. I do my kicker streamer video each week in my top 12 rankings. Whomever is kicking for the Bears, they're a top 5 play for me. It's frustrating. We should get an answer shortly. What time is it right now? 10:12. So we should get a final answer. I mean, I checked as early as this morning. Santos was still questionable. Sounds like he's in line to play. The Bears are starting to give more opportunities to kickers. So give me whoever's kicking there. If you want to avoid that mess, I'd probably go. This changed this morning, but I would go Badley over Butker. Boswell's kind of hit or miss for me. So, but yeah, focus on those Bears kickers there. PPR if London sits from Jonathan, start Rico Dowdle or Zay without Lamar. I have a feeling Pete would say Rico here, and I would agree as well. I'm a little worried about that offense without Lamar Jackson. I mean, we've seen what it's been like, so I would kind of keep that in mind. But also Emmanuel Sanchez, Caleb Williams, or Drake May. It's going to be May, and yes, that was corny, but I said it anyway. No disrespect to Caleb Williams. He's put up a good amount of 20-point weeks as well, but give me the matchup with Drake May here. I do like the opportunity for him to continue. I mean, top 5 quarterback right now in fantasy. So give me that one. And True North saying, get it, Huff. Yeah, fuck yeah, man. I got it. All right, we're good. Pete will be back shortly. Joris the VL says Shakir, Mooney, or Noel, full point per reception. I'm going Darnell Mooney here. Listen, sometimes we can sit here and we can say we think X player, Y player because of such and such a stat. Sometimes it's also going with gut. I mean, the Dolphins do stink, but I got a feeling that Darnell Mooney is going to have a decent day today. If I didn't pick Mooney, it would be Shakir, but give me Mooney. And Pete, I don't know where you left off, but I went right back to the bottom of the list. So, but
yeah, I'll bring us back to where we were.
Sarge did say that the 9th and the following weekend as well. So there's 2 more UK games apparently.
Are you kidding me?
Much to Pete's dismay.
Oh my gosh.
So, well, but listen, good on you, Sarge, for looking ahead. Appreciate that, man.
Dude, the UK games like they mess us up. Like, we don't get as many people obviously in here, which we love answering questions, but
Right.
people are watching the games, so they don't come in here. So I mean, maybe we have to start going earlier in the morning for those UK games, but I mean, it's just like, oh god, it's just the whole thing is just super frustrating. Bears or Chiefs, Ryan? I'm going with the Chiefs. I think the floor is safer. I think the ceiling's higher for the Bears, but I'm going with the Chiefs. Bearded Yoshi said, "Ayman or Noel Pierce."
Oh, hello, Cat. I would go Alec Pierce there, but yeah, the bye weeks that is a killer when you're pitching it that way. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I would too.
6 teams on bye. I mean, that's going to happen.
No Cat Max said Fields, Mariota, 4-point passing touchdown. Also, my cat is killing me. Can you answer this, dude? Oh my god.
I'm just pulling something up here because I think this might be the straw that breaks the camel's back in terms of me saying Justin Fields. I think in this case, I think I'd go Fields over Mariota, and I hate to answer that. That pisses me off that I think that. But yeah, I think I would go Fields there. In terms of the other part here, was it Dowdle, Golden, or Kittle at flex? You know what? This spot here, I will go Kittle. I will also remind everybody today is National Tight End Day, so maybe Kittle celebrates in style. Maybe he gets in the end zone. But at least in terms of this, I got a feeling, Pete. I got a feeling you would say Dowdle. But
I'm gonna go with Kittle too.
All right. As Pete walks away with his cat, he is going with he is going with Kittle. And True North fans says, look at Pete beating pussy off with a stick. LOL, sorry. Don't be sorry about that. That was very clever. We like that around here. Yeah.
Oh man.
We're always down for a little clever pussy talk. Not crude pussy talk, but clever. Clever gets in here.
My cat joins the show a lot.
Mad Mex said he had a super chat up in the scroll. Where is that? Where are you? Let me see this. Oh, there you are. Good on you, Mad Mex. $4.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. Full point per reception. Keon Coleman, DJ Moore, or I assume that's Mooney. Also full point per reception. Pierce or Slayton. Thank you, fellas. No problem. Sorry about missing that initially, but Pete, I got good vibes about Darnell Mooney this week. I like him. I think I put him out there over DJ Moore as well. So that's part of my answer there. Are you in line with that? Or
I have Mooney ahead of him too. I have DJ at 31. I have Mooney at 25. And that's with or without London. That's with or without London for me.
Pierce or Slayton? I feel like the Giants wide receiver room is a little bit of a Russian roulette now that no more Malik Neighbors. I'll go Alec Pierce there, but
me too. Yeah, Pierce 32 for me. Slayton not even in the same stratosphere for me, and that might sound silly, but I'm just not. I have Slayton pretty low in my rankings.
And by the way, our good friend Chev on X said you look like Dr. Evil's nephew dealing with the cat over there. So there you go.
Is it the glasses?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean that certainly helps the cause for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where we're at questions here.
I
So
got it.
you can just
I got it. Yeah.
rant.
Sebastian said Mason Taylor versus Cincinnati, Jalen Noel versus San Francisco, Josh Downs. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mason Taylor over Noel. It's close, but I'll go with Taylor over Noel.
Who was that close for? Is it close for Noel's or wait?
It's close for Noel. I'm not
Okay.
Downs is the odd man out comfortably for me here, and I like Josh Downs a lot. But
Yeah,
I would go with Taylor.
I would go Mason Taylor, but this is a dicey question in my opinion.
Yeah, same. I agree.
So
Okay. And let's see. Stephen McMahon said, "Good afternoon, from across the pond." Well, hopefully you didn't take too much offense to the anti-London rants. Said Star Drake Mayer, Bo Nix, and Chase Brown or Ted McMillan. Yeah, I'll go with Bo Nix over May, and I will go with Chase Brown over Ted this week.
I would go Bo Nix, but I'd go Ted McMillan over Chase. You're pretty big on Chase this week, huh? Or not pretty big, just you tend to be picking him over other names.
I just think it's greener pastures for him. I think Ted could have a little bit of a tough day today. I could definitely see that being possible. Caleb or May, comfortably, I think we both say May.
Yeah, I think I answered that before while he was while you were dealing with the cat or whatever you were doing.
Would you start Downs, Jaden Higgins, or Troy Franklin? I'm also starting Daniel Jones and Tyler Warren. I would start Troy Franklin.
So would I. Yeah.
Okay, Jose. If London doesn't play, it's an option to play Tez, Shaheed, or Golden. It's between.
It's between Tez and Golden for me, but I go Tez. I do think Golden makes some plays today. Pete teased me about my evergreen post yesterday, but
yeah. It's just it kind of feels like the Trevion Henderson shit. Like, and I do it too, where it's like, oh, this could be a Trevion Henderson week, and it doesn't fucking happen. I mean, I don't know. Like, everyone seems to be gushing about Golden still, and I don't know. I just don't see it. Like,
I was more so saying Dobbs is my guy in that offense with the target share, but I think there's enough room to go around tonight with the way the Steelers have played for Golden to put up some numbers too. I still think Dobbs is the number one scoring wide receiver for Green Bay tonight.
Yeah, so. Yeah. I think I go with Shaheed here. I go Shaheed.
I go Tez with all that being said about Golden, but I still go.
Yeah,
Tez.
It would be Shaheed, Tez, Golden for me in that order. Okay. We go Bill or Goddard. I'm going Goddard. Oh my gosh, Goddard could be a monster. I think his line is like 55 yards, possibly, or 50 yards. I mean, I think he's gonna eat today.
I mean, Giants have. Let me see this.
I'm starting Goddard over Kittle this week.
No, yeah, I would do that. I mean, yeah, and a couple weeks ago, Giants led. Well, actually, that was against the Eagles to 24.5 points. So, yeah, but yeah, got it right there easily.
Okay. Bengals, Bears, Broncos defense today. I'm going Bengals. Going with the Bengals. Okay. I'm worried. I'm so worried that so many people are going to go Bengals and it burns them, but I'm riding or dying with it. But I'm going to be anxious watching that game like the entire time.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing how nervous I get watching kickers now that I cover them.
Yeah. It's just live by the sword, die by the sword.
Sure.
Marion Kim, man, dude, I got to turn my heat up, man. It's freaking cold in this house. My wife's not here, and I turned it down, and my hands are freaking cold, man. Miriam Kim said, if Drake London is out, do I drop Goddard and play Mooney over Schultz? No, I would play Goddard over Mooney. I'd play Goddard over all those options.
I got a good feeling about Mooney today, but not enough to play him over Goddard. Yeah. No, still Goddard.
Me too. Jamie said PPR, Taylor, Mason, Loveland, or Otten. I am an underdog. If you're an underdog, I'm still going Otten.
Yeah, I'm going Otten. Yeah.
Yeah. Greg said Drake London or Debo. I'm going Drake London.
Yeah, if Drake London plays, it's Drake London. 1,000%.
Okay. Dylan Fink said, "What's up? What's going on, man?"
What
up? Full PPR, start one quarterback: Fields, Mariota, Cousins, Rodgers, Kraft. Yeah, I'm starting Rodgers and then Cousins and then Fields and then Mariota.
Yeah, but I mean, the big thing is Rodgers is the guy. Rodgers is the guy, and then the flex. I'll take Tucker Kraft tonight.
Me too. Me too. Crest 11 football. Wando Robinson, DeAndre Swift. I'll go with Swift.
I'll go Swift, but I'm a little worried about all the injury talk this week. But I would still go Swift. One of those
Yeah.
deals. As long as he's out there, I'm playing him.
Yeah.
He's had 2 good weeks back to back.
Yeah, he's looked good. You got to give him his flowers.
I had answered this. I think we answered it together.
Yeah, we
I think I
answered it too.
without you.
Yeah, we answered
it's
it.
still Drake May.
Yeah. Kittle or Brown? Maybe that's Chase Brown. I said it before. I'll still go Chase Brown.
Yeah, I'm starting to change my tune to a certain extent on Kittle. I think I go Kittle over Brown here. But I do have my limits with Kittle this week. But yeah.
Okay. Lightning McQueen said, currently have Buffalo defense. Should I pick up Bears defense instead? Also, Philly defense, Green Bay are available. Should I stash one for rest of the season? I don't think you have to stash either one of those rest of the season. I would go Buffalo over Bears still. Bearded Yoshi said, IU Manor, Noel, Pierce for wide receivers buys are killing me this week. Yeah, no kidding. I'm going Pierce.
Too, I would go Pierce too. Or we had something similar. I would go Pierce.
Okay. We answered Hobby, right?
Yoshi would be interesting. Yes, I did. I said go Pinheiro, even though I will say McPherson has the higher ceiling today. I would still go Pinheiro. But if you need the ceiling, go McPherson.
Okay. So. Dustin said Jared Judy will bounce back when Sanders starts. Yeah, it's definitely possible.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time before Sanders is out there. So
yeah,
we'll see.
It's tough.
Apparently, they said he's been doing better in practice. So
he's downgraded to questionable today for a back injury.
Yeah, back injury, but they were saying some good things about him this week. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Trump said drop the Packers defense for the Texans. The Packers are good, but just don't put up many points. Yeah, I get it. I'd still go with the Packers here. But 49ers have been susceptible to giving up points to opposing defenses as well.
Yeah. Yes,
let's see. Dustin said one of my most massive misses. I think he's talking about Judy. Yeah, I
kind of whiffed on him as well.
I had 0 shares of Judy. It was more so because of Tillman. I'm glad that I was doing it because of Tillman, even if Tillman hasn't really hit. I think it's fair to say Tillman was hitting to begin. He had a couple of weeks where he had touchdowns to start the year. But then he kind of just fell off with the injury. But either way, it blinded me enough to not draft Judy. So
Cedric Tillman started with 13.7, 9.2 in the first 2 weeks in half point formats, then fell off and now injured.
Yeah. User 1, Judkins, White, Dowdle, Smith, Monungai need to have Kittle, Schultz, Dobbs, Nick starting, rocking that Quentin Johnson 0. Yeah, that's tough, man.
Yeah, Quentin Johnson was like kicking the pants.
Yeah, I would go with Rachaad White and Devonta Smith here. Over Judkins, Monungai, and Dowdle.
Is that Devonta Smith or is that Rashad Smith?
If it's Rashard Smith, then I would go with Judkins and White. If it's Devonta Smith, then I would go with Devonta and White. It's probably Rashard Smith, actually.
It's probably Rashad Smith, but I would give the answer as you. Does he need to have? Well, I guess so. Like Schultz is out there starting. Could he start Dowdle over Schultz?
Yeah, I think you could start. You should start Dowdle over Schultz. I would.
Yeah, I would too.
That's
something that jumped out at me.
Yeah, it's good. Good call.
But I'm thinking the rest of it.
Troan said starting 3 Eagles with AJ Brown out. I'm hoping Devontae Goddard and Barkley. Barkley's the one guy I think has probably the lowest floor of these guys. But I mean, still, the ceiling for Barkley any day, even if it hasn't happened yet so far.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We got to that one.
Yeah. Do I sit Chase Brown this week? Options to replace or Breece Javonte? Yes. Oh God, yeah. I would. I like Chase Brown, but I would be starting Javonte over or Olave over Chase Brown this week.
Absolutely going Javonte Williams. Actually, I put in an anytime touchdown bet this morning.
Yeah.
So
I think we answered Sebastian here.
Seabass.
Zay Flowers, Kittle, Chase Brown, Debo, or Worthy.
Did we? Or we answered
I
something similar?
Yeah, we answered something similar. I would go with Chase Brown and Kittle here. And if you don't want to go with either of those guys, I'd swap in Worthy. Yeah,
I would go with Kittle and Worthy.
that's
if it were
fine.
me.
Yeah,
But I mean,
that's fine.
Chase Brown's next man up.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Is Godwin a good stash? Current wide receiver room: CD, Rice, BTJ. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a great stash. I mean, obviously the injuries, we know that's not like earth shattering to say that the injuries are a risk, but with Evans out pretty much rest of the season,
Yep.
I think we know Godwin when he's healthy, he's going to get targets.
Yeah. As long as you have the bench space to do it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Nicole said Mooney or Algier at the
Ooh.
flex. I would go with Mooney over Algier in the flex.
I would go Mooney there, but I like that question. I do feel a Mooney game today.
It's a good question. Brick said full PPR trade offered received Derrick Henry, Devonta Smith for Javonte Williams. Jonathan Taylor's my number one running back. Is this a no brainer? No, yeah. Oh yeah, you get Henry, and yeah, I would do this. Oh yeah, 100% would do this.
Yeah. Oh yes, if you're receiving Henry, yeah, then yes. Yeah. I mean, I like Javonte Williams and all, but yeah.
Henry's got a good schedule coming up. So by the way, the London games. Yeah, we have one next week, Falcons, Colts, and then Washington, Dolphins. I mean, we're gonna get to a point where there's gonna be a London game on every single week this year. It just sucks,
eventually,
dude.
yeah. Well, at least they said, I believe next year's Super Bowl. Sorry, not next week's Super Bowl. There's not one next week. Is gonna be on President's Day weekend. I think they said so.
Is that
finally
confirmed?
Get that Monday off after? So
is that confirmed?
I heard Boomer Esiason talking about it on WFAN. I double check if it's confirmed, but he was saying that he was saying it as if it was fact. So,
Okay. Craig said, see Drake London is questionable. Have Debo on the bench. I'm still gonna leave Debo on the bench, and if the good news is London plays before Debo, so if London's in, you're playing him. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if anything was announced in terms of Drake London. I don't think there has been, but as long as Drake London's out there, I'm playing him.
Yep. I think we should get announcements in an hour.
Yeah, no, nothing new yet. So
yeah, London's in the 1 o'clock game slot. Emmanuel, Williams or May? We answered this so many times. I've seen you send it in like 9,000 times already.
It's Drake May.
Yeah, Todd, morning gents, Bears, Bucks, or Broncos defense. I'm gonna go with the Bears, but Bucks are feel safer. Jonathan said if London sits, start Rico or Zay. I would go with Rico.
Yeah, Rico.
Need a kicker off Santos, Butker.
Yeah, I answered that one earlier. That's when you got up. I'm going with either one of the Bears kickers. Again, you got to wait to see what they announce, and if not that, Bagley now slightly over Butker.
Okay, and I think you had gone to these, and
I got to that.
I think we got to here Kittle or Brown. I said Brown. Hoff says Kittle.
Yeah. And this was him letting us know about the London games. This is what I went through before when you got up.
Yep. Did you get to this?
I don't remember.
Free hugging Hunter. Need a lot of upside. Pierce, Mooney, Boutte on waiver wire. Noel, Slayton. I think if you're looking for the highest upside, it's Mooney.
Yeah, I mean, clearly you guys know I like Darnell Mooney today. I've said his name about 47,000 times. So,
yeah. Who's your cat start of the week at tight end? Kate Otten.
Yeah.
Pollard or Pacheco PPR? I would go with Pacheco.
I like how you said that so matter of fact, like as if you and the cat have had a conversation already. But yeah, I would go Pollard over Pacheco. All right.
Sorry. We talked about it.
Sorry we're boring you, Pete.
Yeah, it's all right. Where do you have Breece Hall ranked this week? I know it's a good matchup, but with the knee.
I think I had him around 15 or so, 15, 16, something like that.
Yeah, I have him right ahead of Jaylen Warren and behind Rico. I have him at 17. I have Rico at 16. I have DeAndre Swift at 15. I have Chase Brown at 14. Yeah, honestly, I think part of me wants to put Rico ahead of Chase Brown and move him up to 14, but I think I still Yeah, I think I would go Rico. I think I'd go with.
Oof,
I would go.
jeez.
Would you go Chase or DeAndre Swift this week?
There I go, Chase.
Yeah, so do I. I think that's the cutoff, but I would go with Rico at 14 ahead of Chase, and then I'd Risol at 17. I just worried that he doesn't get used as much today as we'd like with that knee injury. I don't think if there is a world where they trade him, I don't think they want to push it too hard. It's a great matchup, and I could be completely wrong. I mean, we know that this matchup is good, and he could absolutely rip this defense up. So we'll see, but
I just saw somebody ask a question towards the back end saying Tua or Dalton, and I almost lost control of my bowels.
I
I would
would
go
go with
Dalton there,
Dalton.
but yeah.
Yeah, me too. Hometown FF advice. What's up, fellas? Bill, Goddard, Kittle, start two flex full PPR. I would go with Goddard and Kittle. I
Yeah,
like Goddard the
1,000%.
most. If you
Yeah.
want to go with don't want to start two tight ends, I would sit Kittle though.
Yep. 1,000%.
Judy or Ellick this week.
Judy, but that does resemble bye week hell.
Yeah. I would go with Ellick Manor over Judy.
Oh, all right.
Santiago Martinez. If London is a no-go, Worthy, I would go with Worthy over Bill and Mooney.
Worthy slightly over Mooney. I know I talked about Mooney all goddamn show, but yeah. And we do have a super chat, of course.
Okay, we'll get to that. Jason said, "Sorry, UK eventually." Yeah, I know. Yep. I know. I
It's
mean,
an
it's not
eventuality.
even that I hate it. Like, if we didn't have to do these shows in the morning, I would actually be cool with it. But at the same time, like, my routine has always been on Sundays, being on the East Coast. It's like go to church or go run errands in the morning. Obviously before we weren't doing this, go run errands in the morning. Go to the gym, get a workout in. Pick up lunch, like, and then get right on the couch, like do a bunch of shit in the morning, and then get ready to go for the games. Like now it's like I got a game, like I got to worry about my lineups in the morning. I don't know. I just think it's really bad for the product. I think the games are usually bad, and I think it sucks for the players too. I mean, I think the players, it's a cool experience for them, and I think they show that, but whatever. Anyway, let's get to super chat here. Mad Max said, "Rest in peace, Servino. Missed my football guru." Absolutely.
Yep.
These shows
Miss
are
him every
not.
day.
Yeah, these shows are not the same without Anthony in the mornings for sure, and just in general.
Yep. 1,000%. But
Yeah,
appreciate it, man, Mix.
yeah, we appreciate that. Let's see. Jordan Lake, sup fellas, Mason Taylor, Fant, Loveland, Bears or Bengals. I'm going with the Bengals over the Bears. I'll go with I'll go with Taylor over Fant and Loveland.
Oh, I'm going Fant over.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you pivot? Because I don't remember you
I did.
saying that before.
I did pivot. Yes, I did pivot.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I'm feeling Fant this week.
Okay. Yeah, I don't hate it. I'm ahead of consensus on Fant this week too. Non-PPR start one, quarterback, Kirk, Mac Jones, or Huntley. We're going with Kirk, I think both of us. And he said, appreciate the kicker and DST rankings a lot.
Yeah, if Mac Jones was playing anybody else besides the Texans, I would say Mac Jones, but no, I'll go Kirk Cousins this week.
Okay. Eric Carter said, full PPR, start three, Diggs, DK, Wandale, or Chase Brown. Yeah, I think I'm sitting Wandale out of these three.
So am
Out
I.
of these four.
Yeah. I mean, I do think volume will be there for one of these Giants wide receivers, but yeah. Wandale also gets a ton of volume, doesn't always do a lot with it. Keep that in mind.
That's fair.
So
if you guys haven't already, make sure you give us a thumbs up on the show. Give us a like.
Yeah.
We would very much appreciate that. T-Mac or Olave? I'm going with Olave today.
T-Mac or Olave. Yeah, I would go with Olave as well, even though he does have Andy Dalton as a starter. And also just to let people know, I am going to once again share the link to our DFS contest in the chat. If you want to join, $5 entry, winner take all. Come play with me. Let me take my money, or I'll give you my money. Whatever. It's fine. I'll take your money. You take mine. We'll have a good time.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm wearing these glasses because my eyes have been shot. So I bought these blue lights. I spent a lot of money on these. I spent like $180 on these, and
Hot dick.
I tried the blue light glasses a while ago, and it didn't really like help me, and so I put it out there. Theo Grevinger said that these were like the best in his opinion, and he uses them during the season. So I figured I'd give them a shot. That's why I have these on. My eyes have been headaches killing me this season. Too much screen time. It's only gonna get worse because it gets super cold out over here, and I'm not gonna be going outside too much. I need more sunlight, man.
Yeah, good times. Good luck with it.
Yeah.
I'll be praying for you.
Jose said stuck between Falcons or Bears. I'm going Falcons. Caleb or Flacco. I'm going with Caleb.
I'm going Caleb as well. But I mean, I do like Flacco this week, but still give me Caleb.
Yeah. Does Drake London play today? I think so.
Yeah, I think he does, but we're waiting for the announcement. So
yeah. Husky said Bengals DST still a good play. I think so. I don't know if Logan Wilson's going to play, so that does have me a little bit concerned. But I think the Bengals offense puts up enough points to generate sacks because it forces the Jets to throw. It's kind of how I'm looking at it. No Cat Mark said, fun question. Which 3 or 4 tight ends do you guys like to score a touchdown today on National Tight End Day?
Goddard and Kittle immediately jump off the page to me.
Yeah.
Those are 2. Let me see this. If I had to go with another, I could feel Noah Fant getting in the end zone today. And you know what? Not a popular one. And then, Pete, you can give whatever you want, but I think Mark Andrews can get it in the end zone today as well. But
yeah.
FanDuel, DraftKings has the first tight end touchdown score of the day. Dalton Kincaid, Kittle, and Goddard and Hunter Henry. All 4 of those guys are the highest odds to score first. They're all in the 1:00 games, plus 1,000. So, in reality, if you felt comfortable about it, you just sprinkle like on Hunter, Kittle, and Kincaid and Goddard. Just if you think that you're convinced that one of those 4 is going to score, and you end up coming out pretty solid. Either way, it's not a bad bet.
Maybe I'll do a touchdown score parlay for tight ends. Maybe we can make that happen.
Yeah,
thank you, No Cat Mac. Appreciate that.
Interesting. Good question. I think they're holding him out so he doesn't get hurt when they bench Gabriel this week and install Shedeur as a starter. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you can't get much worse. I think for what it's worth, like, I'm not really the biggest fan of Shedeur Sanders. Been pretty vocal about that, and I think at this point though he deserves a shot, especially with Flacco not on the roster now. So we'll see. But I think at this point, the season's getting close to being lost, if not already. So at this point, you might as well just toss them out there and just and give the folks their pound of flesh at this point, because it can't be much worse than Gabriel.
Yeah, listen, I wasn't a big fan of how Shedeur was conducting himself, but I mean, now I'm hearing reports he's doing better in practice. He's more committed. So hey, man, if he's showing it, I mean, Lord knows the Browns aren't exactly stable at quarterback. So hey, if he's showing the effort in practice, go ahead, put him out there. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're gearing up for 2026 week 1 to be Deshaun Watson or Kyler Murray for the Cleveland Browns next year. That's my guess. If I had to guess, I think it's one of those 2.
Jesus.
Or Sanders. Those would be the 3 guys I would guess. I think Kyler, I think Watson, and I think Shedeur are the 3 guys most in play next season. Because the quarterback class isn't that great. Thunder the Dog, Fannin, Mooney, Jalen Noel, or Downs this week. I'm going with Mooney, and I'll go with Fannin this week.
Same, Mooney and Fannin, but Downs is fairly close to Fannin, but Fannin and Mooney.
Okay.
Yeah.
John B said, I'm so cooked. Need to flex one. Theo Johnson, Brashard Smith, Coker, Christian Watson. I'm not putting Christian Watson out there first game off of that injury. If he ends up doing well, good to him. But I'm not.
What? I'll probably say Brashard Smith here, but
I'm going Coker.
I think Theo could get in the end zone today.
I think he could too. I'm going with Coker though. I mean, I think he's getting more ramped up in that offense. I'd go with Coker.
All right.
Samuel said McLaurin, DJ Moore, Mims, or Otten without Evans. I'm going with Cade Otten.
Yeah, I'd go Cade Otton as well, but that's close to McLaurin territory for me. But I'd go Otton.
Yeah. Chief Wood, pick 3, 6-team league, full PPR. Higgins,
Team
Wandale
league. What the
Robinson,
fuck?
Dunze, Worthy, Rashad White. I'd go with Dunze. I'd go with White, and I'd go with Higgins.
Yeah, Rashad White, Worthy, and yeah, and then what you said. But find 4 more friends at least and get a 10-man league going.
Yeah. Josh Downs, Juwan Jennings, or Theo Johnson. I would go with Juwan Jennings.
Theo Johnson.
Oh, well, it's tight end premium. I would go with Johnson too. Sorry.
Yeah. I also don't like what I'm seeing out of Juwan Jennings. So
He'll be moved at the deadline. Nightmare bye week. Tua or Dalton. I'm going with Dalton. And is it worth taking a shot on Aaron Smith? No, I would not. I wouldn't start Aaron Smith or
No.
DK. I would start Ertz potentially over DJ Moore.
Yeah.
I could get behind that.
Even though oddly enough, Ertz was supposed to be on a practice squad last year. Forget who said that on Twitter. Forget who that was. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah. Mooney or Chuba? I would go with Mooney over Chuba.
Mooney over Chuba.
Drake London plays. Yeah, I think he's better.
Which we answered. We either answered that or something very similar to it, but yes.
Yeah, it was something similar. Rico over Scat. I think I have Scat ahead of Rico.
Yeah, I would be putting Scat out there over Rico.
Yeah, I've Scat at 10 this week. I'm actually put him at 11. I'm gonna put Rashad White 1 spot ahead of him, but I like him a lot this week still. Chicago or Cincy? I'm going with Cincinnati. Otten or Kincaid rest of the season, is the gap that big? I don't think it is. I think I'd go. I think that sounds crazy, man, but I think I might rather Otten over Kincaid rest of the season. Kincaid's in an offense that they spread the ball around. I think Otten with Evans gone, I think Otten can be a focal point rest of the season.
I think I'd still put Kincaid over Otten rest of the season. I like what I've seen from Kincaid. You know,
Kincaid's less risky rest of the season than Otten, but I think Otten has a higher ceiling.
I just put in a 5-pick parlay for tight ends to score touchdowns, risking $5 to win $1,200.
May.
So,
Okay.
Oh, and yeah, Drake May.
No, you're good. You're good. Jamie said, love all the super chats. Anthony will always be with us every show. Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Jordan Love or Joe Flacco? I'm going with Love.
I'd go Joe Flacco there.
Okay. Will you start Dak over Caleb Williams for sure? I know your rankings say so. Yeah, I would go with Dak over Caleb.
Yeah, Dak over Caleb. Yeah.
Full PPR, Ted or Dobbs? I would go with Ted, but it's close.
I'd go Ted, but yeah, I do like Dobbs this week. Don't be surprised if those guys finish within like 2 points of one another.
Yeah. Bear said Eagles or Bills. I'll go with the Bills. T-Mac or Goddard? I'm going with Goddard.
Goddard.
Is full strength Mooney better play than less than full London? I think I'm still going to roll out London.
Yeah, if you're saying you have both players, if London's playing, I'm still playing London, even though I like Mooney this week. But yeah.
Javi's in the chat. So good to see you guys. Love the glasses. Yeah, there's your blue lights. I've been having some headaches. So I'm testing these out. Chase Brown or Chuba? I'm going with Brown. Algier, Manungai, Henderson are all available. I wouldn't start any of those guys over Chuba or Chase Brown, but I'm going with Chase Brown.
Pollard or Algier would be the closest for me, but still no. I'd go Chase Brown.
Yeah. Brobean said, do you like Bengals D over Buffalo or Kansas City? I do. I think the floor is lower because Logan Wilson, I don't know if he's playing. I'm still waiting on that. He requested a trade. There's a possibility he doesn't play. So we'll see. But I think ceiling wise, if you're shooting for points and that's what I'm doing this week, I'm going with Bengals. If not, I would go Buffalo. Eric said morning PPR need 1 running back, 1 flex. Chase Brown, Warren, Swift, or Diggs. I'm going with I think we just talked about Diggs or Swift. I go with we talked about Swift or Chase Brown. I would go Chase Brown over all these guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
but he
and then on
needs one
flex, I
RB
would
in
go.
flex. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with Swift in the flex.
Yeah, that's pretty close between him and Diggs. I'm just PPR too. You know what? Oh, fuck me. Yeah, all right. No. Nope, I'm going Stephon Diggs. Give me Chase Brown, Stephon Diggs.
Okay,
Only because it's PPR. If it was half point, I'd probably go Swift.
that's fine. I get that. Javi said Wandale or Waddle. I'd go with Waddle.
Waddle, and tell the wife that we said hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swift or Judkins, PPR. I'd go with Judkins.
Judkins, yeah.
Pitts or Schultz. I'd go Pitts.
Pitts, yeah.
Sit one, Waddle, Rome, Flowers. I'd sit Flowers.
I would sit Flowers too. Yeah. If Lamar was playing, be a harder question.
Yeah. Kincaid or Otten this week. I'm going with Otten.
Even though I said I like Kincaid more rest of the season, I would go Otten this week. So
Jamie said you guys are crushing these questions. I see so many pussyfooting around like they're we to be fair, we do get behind on questions. It's
Yeah.
usually to start the show because everybody pours in same time. And so we usually end up getting about 20 minutes behind and then we kind of have to redo everything. But appreciate it, buddy. Harlington Rodriguez said McBride on a buy, so left with Schultz or Kyle Pitts. I would go with Pitts. I think both are good plays, but I'd go with Pitts.
I'd go Pitts as well. Yeah.
Brock Purdy and Matthew Stafford were dropping my leagues. I had Bo Nix as my starting quarterback. If Henderson does not play this week, should I drop him to play matchups with two? Which Henderson might not play? Trevion's playing.
Yeah, Trevion's playing. He's not playing well, but he's playing.
Yeah, I mean you have Bo Nix. I wouldn't be dropping for a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
But if you were going to make a move, I prefer Stafford over Purdy.
So would I, and that's me being a Niner guy. But it's close. I'd say that.
Yeah, Pickens or McLaurin. I'm going Pickens.
Pickens confidently.
Worthy, IU Manor with Ridley being out. I'd go Worthy.
Worthy,
pretty comfortably.
Yep.
Pick one of them after dropping Henderson. Oh, okay, this was just him coming back. Okay. Oaktown's finest. Would you guys start Fannin or Schultz today? I'm going Fannin, Rico or Chubb. I go Rico. I have Rashad White in the flex and Roma. My other. Yeah, I think that's fine. Rashad White and
yeah,
and
you're
Roma
good to
good.
go. Yeah, and I agree with you, Fannin and Rico.
Yeah. John said, thanks, guys, for the super quick response. And your content will definitely be subbing. Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks so much for dropping in, John. Good to see you, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button while you're still here. Let's see, Sutton or Ibuka. I mean, Jesus, like picking between two of your kids. I'm going with Ibuka, I think, over Sutton.
I would go Ibuka too, but this is literally this is the mother of all splitting hairs.
Yeah, the Broncos offense I love Sutton. I have him at 7. There's a world where like they spread the ball around. I think Ibuka, we know he's getting consolidation of those targets. Like we know he's getting those targets.
Yeah.
Obviously, I love Kittle. I can't ever see sitting him, but Kittle or Kincaid or even Otten this week. I have Otten ahead of all of these guys.
I'm going to go Kittle, but I could most definitely see a world where Otten gets a little more volume than Kittle today. But I feel like Kittle's got a better shot to get in the end zone, in my opinion.
Okay. Eagles line forgot a run block. Do I bench? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go that crazy.
No, that's a little too far. Yeah. But I get it. It's been frustrating. No doubt.
Yeah. Bears or Bucks? I'd go Bears. Kirk or Mariota? I think we both agree Kirk.
Yeah.
Especially 6-point passing.
Oh, yeah.
Matthew said, thanks for all the work this week, your boys. Pete, your DST has been incredible as always. Keep it up, fellas. Thank you so much for dropping in, Matthew. Much appreciated.
Pete, you are incredible, Pete. Take a bow.
Samuel said, need one flex McLaurin Mims. I'm going with McLaurin. I like Mims this week. I think he could be a sneaky play.
Yeah, there are some instances where I'm not playing McLaurin, but not against these names.
Yeah.
Give me McLaurin.
Mooney or Chase Brown? I'm curious because I know you like Mooney a lot. I still go Chase Brown, but
I go Mooney. I'm feeling it. And I'm calling my shot. I'm feeling a Mooney week.
Yeah, that's fair. Mama Bear knows well as, hey guys, have 4 running backs and one of them is Bucky. Also, Ken and Sharp are on a bye. I have to drop Sharp, but my only pickup options are Marks and Spears. Ironically, I just want to say you drop Kenneth Walker. I mean, outside of name value, like I don't know that he's clear cut better than Walker. I mean, than Sharps
Yeah,
for
Sharps.
fantasy at least. You
I'd
know,
probably drop Kenneth Walker too. I mean, I don't know how often you've been watching Mama Bear, but death taxes and me hating Seattle Seahawks running backs because they're severely unreliable. But yeah, I think I'd go with Pete on that one.
yeah. And then the options to pick up, I would go with Woody Marks.
Same. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that part's pretty easy.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it. We're pretty much all caught up with the chat. This was a
Almost
good
2
show.
hours.
Almost 2 hours, an hour 50. Appreciate everybody that's jumped in and super chats. We'll shout out some of the super chats before we go. Alfredo Barrios with a super chat, Fredo Jr. with a two super chats, Matt Tate super chat, Ross Robert, Moat Mills, James Everly. Let's see who else. We got a new member in hobby. Of course we have Jamie in the chat who's a member as well. We have JT super chat, Mar with a super chat, Jose Cruz with a super chat, Mad Max 76 with a super chat, and also a love to Anthony Servino, our long partner that we miss dearly. Appreciate everybody so much that's jumped in, super chats, new subscribers. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And good luck with your games this week, and we'll see you guys next time.